When the war broke out, I was 19 years old. I joined the paratroopers. I jumped in Normandy. I remember coming down in a parachute, and all I could say was, "Panaya, Panaya." We were one of the first soldiers to break into Dachau and the first soldiers to see the furnaces and what they did to the Jewish people there. It was quite an experience, and it has affected my whole life since then. I'm totally against war. When the Germans broke through in the Battle of the Bulge, I was missing in action. I got separated from my group. All my patrol was killed. And my younger brother, Constantine, who we all loved, he was a little bow-legged kid when he was small. He was wounded in the first day he went into combat in France and wound up in England in the hospital for almost a year. And my other brother, Babe, also was in the Army. So my father had his 3 sons. All 3 were in the Army. Devastated him. He would get letters from me, but they would be big holes would be cut into them because they were all censored. He would get up in the middle of the night, couldn't sleep, and he'd walk out, just walk in the streets. And he'd meet the other Greek men walking in the streets. And he wanted to get into the Army so he could find me, be with me. Beside that, my father didn't know how his mother and father were still alive. You know, there was famine in Greece, and the Greeks that were here could not communicate with their parents and their relatives in Greece, and it was terrible. It was our Holocaust. When we started to get letters, I remember my father sitting in bed and crying like a little baby because he found that both his mother and father had died. And then my mother's father and mother had died. You know, and this is news we got long after they died, when the war was over.